All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, I talked about my projected division winners for each division in the NFL. Of course, the start of the season is this coming Thursday. But with that said, who do I feel is going to make the playoffs overall? And who do I think has what it takes to win it all come February and Super Bowl number 57 in Arizona? Now, out of the AFC, I believe, and I talked about this before, I'm going to go with the Bills to win the East, the Broncos to win the AFC West, the Titans to win the AFC South, and the Cincinnati Bengals to win the AFC North. And the three wildcard teams that I'm picking in the AFC, I'm going to go with the Chargers, I'm going to go with the Raiders, and then I'm going to go with the Colts. And I mean, you look at it, some of those teams are very stacked. There's a lot of talent over there in the AFC, which is really going to make it tough for to make the playoffs. And with that said, I because the AFC is so stacked, and I talked about this when some of the moves were first made this offseason, you're going to see a good team or two not make the postseason just due to the fact that that's how deep things are on the AFC side. Of those teams that are going to make the playoffs, I think Buffalo will finish with the best record in the AFC. Thus, that will give them home field advantage. And you think about Buffalo, and you think about those great Bills teams of the early 90s with Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, Bruce Smith, and Andre Reed. It was a scenario where they had a lot of home games. And Western New York in the months of December and January can be treacherous on opposing teams, and it's not a fun place to go play. And with that said, if the Bills do find a way to get home field advantage, I expect them to be a tough out. Now, aside from Buffalo, some teams to really keep an eye on that could make a postseason run out of the AFC, I look at Denver with their new quarterback, Russell Wilson. I look at the Raiders now that Derek Carr has Devontae Adams to throw the ball to. I really think those are some teams to definitely keep an eye on to really make some deep playoff runs this year. On the flip side, in the NFC, I'm going to go with the Rams, the Bucks, the Eagles, and the Packers to win their respective divisions, while the 49ers, the Saints, and the Cowboys are my projected three wild card teams. And you look at the Rams, I'm going to give them home field advantage throughout the postseason. They're the defending champs. And as long as Matthew Stafford is healthy on offense, this is going to be a tough out because now they know what it takes to get to that level and win the championship. The Buccaneers, you can never write them off as long as they have Red Grange, aka Tom Brady, back there at quarterback. The Philadelphia Eagles are a very talented team, but it all comes down to the play of Jalen Hurts. But I think they're good enough to win the NFC East. The Packers, they're going to win the NFC North by default. But at the end of the day, you still have number 12, Aaron Rodgers, under center, and he is a bad man. The Niners, they have some talent, but they got to get their um, quarterbacking issues under par. The New Orleans Saints, I really feel that this could be a very dangerous team. And if the Saints do get into the postseason, they are going to be a tough out due to the fact that they play D. And I think Jameis Winston is beginning to come into his own. And if he's healthy, look out. The Dallas Cowboys, I think they're good enough to make the playoffs. But the problem with Dallas is they've shown in recent years that they're good enough to beat the bad teams, but not good enough to consistently beat the good teams. So I think, when it's all said and done, I think the teams to keep an eye out for in the NFC as far as making deep postseason runs, I look at the Rams, I look at the Bucks, I look at the Niners because of the way that they play D and running the football. And then I look at the Saints because the Saints have a get after you type defense. And then on top of that, like I said, if Jameis Winston is healthy, look out. So at the end of the day, my AFC championship game, I'm going to go with the Broncos and Bills. NFC championship game, I'm going to go with the Bucks and the Rams. And when it's all said and done for Super Bowl number 57 in the desert, I'm going to end the season the way that it starts with the Buffalo Bills meeting the Los Angeles Rams. This time around, though, for the first time in their franchise's history, I'm going to give the Lombardi trophy to the Buffalo Bills. And with that said, my MVP of this season, I'm going to go with Josh Allen. I feel like the award is his to lose. He has really come into his own. You see how he knows how to seize control of a game. And as Josh Allen goes, don't get me wrong, there is plenty of talent around him on this team in Buffalo, but nonetheless, it's also a scenario where you know what he does out there in the field, it's infectious. His teammates believe in him, his city believes in him, and we see what his play can do as far as getting everybody around him riled up. So I think this Buffalo Bills team is legit. They've been legit for the last couple of years, but this time I think they have what it takes. The Rams will answer the bell because now they have to deal with the fact that they are the hunted and they're no longer the hunter. I think they'll be up for the challenge, but nonetheless, I think that the Buffalo Bills have what it takes to win Super Bowl number 57 and take the Lombardi trophy back home to Western New York. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I am signing off, saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.